Now, the UK's general election is supposed to be about Brexit, and one of the biggest issues about Brexit is supposed to be the economy. So it's remarkable how little the economy has featured in this election. To talk more about this, we bring in John Allison. He is the chairman and CEO of Unio Capital. And John, in light of these recent terror attacks, how significant is the economy to voters?
I don't think it's actually that significant. In a way, it's the same as in the U.S. I think in the past year or so, year and a half, identity, people having a voice has been the most important thing. And that's why Donald Trump was elected, because people who didn't have a voice got a voice. That's why Theresa May has been popular and Brexit's been popular, because people who don't have a voice in that feel they're getting a voice. So I think this election is just more of the same. The terrorism thing is an overlay on that. I don't think it's the thing that's diverted people from the economy. It's just another factor. And you know, that's the way it is now. Well,
of course, many say that one of the biggest consequences of Brexit could be the economy being hard hit. What do you think?
I think it's a real risk. I mean, right now, there is no Brexit. So right now, the British economy is doing fine and nothing has happened yet. I think the real test is going to be when it actually happens. And, you know, people don't really understand there are 750 odd treaties the British have to renegotiate. And that's like saying there are 750 different things you've got to do to your car. If you knew that was a problem, you'd be worried. So I think there's the real test is yet to come, and that's going to be the test of the May administration to see if they can really prioritize those treaties.
Assuming Theresa May wins, because she's calling for tougher negotiations. She wants a hard Brexit. You've got Jeremy Corbyn, who wants a softer Brexit. He wants to have a little bit more leeway in terms of negotiating with the EU. Which stance do you think would yield better results for the economy?
I think the softer Brexit actually will yield better results. I don't think that means Jeremy Corbyn's going to get elected. And my view is that Theresa May is talking a tough line, but she seems to be an eminently practical woman. So when it gets down to it, I think hard Brexit will be the talk and soft Brexit will be the walk.
All right, well, practicality. We have that being demonstrated potentially by a number of banks moving some positions, moving some buildings out of London because of Brexit. Is London's status as a financial capital in jeopardy now?
I don't think it's yet. It's not now, and it may never be, but it could be. So I'll give you an example. Way back 40, 50 years ago, Montreal and Toronto in Canada were more or less equal. Toronto was the more wealthy city and so on. With the threat of separatism and so on, Toronto began to distance itself from Montreal in terms of wealth and prosperity. The risk for Britain is not so much something sudden happens. It's if they don't handle things right, over the next 10, 20, 30 years, London will start to fade. If they do handle things right, there's all sorts of good reasons for London to maintain a very powerful position.
Well, John, what we saw ahead of the announcement that there was going to be a general election, we saw the pound rally on that news. I guess investors wanted some kind of decisiveness. What are your expectations for the pound if Theresa May does indeed win?
I think it's the old sort of buy on the rumor, sell on the news. I think all the reasons for the pound going up are optimism about Theresa May and her election, and I don't think there's going to be any great rally in the pound if she does win. If anything, the pound will just kind of go around the sort of the band it's been in for a while. Maybe the bigger story is that the euro versus the dollar is more likely to strengthen, and if the euro strengthens, then the pound might strengthen along with it.
All right, thank you so much, John Allison. Now, John, stick around because you're a snappy dresser, so you might enjoy this story. Ivanka Trump, she may have expensive fashion taste, but even she can't pass up a good bargain. And that brings us to today's notable number, $35. And that is how much one of her dresses cost. She wore it while leaving her home in Washington on Monday. And you're in luck if you want the dress. You can now get it on clearance at Target for $17.50. Maybe buy one for the wife.
Well, if I can get a suit for $35, I'll buy it.
If it looks good.
If it looks good and I'm snappy, why not? You know.
Practicality rules again.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. All right, John Allison.